Good evening. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hope Shot. Tonight we're gonna do some games, some game night. I'm gonna ask Caesar if he can read the clarity statement real quick.
Will do. The Hope Shot Clarity Statement. We here at the Hope Shot are a group of people in recovery spreading inspiration. We come from all different walks of life and pathways of recovery. Our verbiage may be different at times, but we all have one thing in common: recovery is a lifestyle. We support all pathways of recovery. It doesn't matter how you get from A to Z, just get there. Thank you for being a part of our Hope Shot family.
Thank you, Caesar.
Caesar.
So, first I'm gonna say what's up to a couple people. We got Angel on here. I haven't seen you here in a hot minute. What's up? Welcome back. And we got Lish 5043. What's up? Oh, it's Allie. I guess I need to read the text, huh? We got Helen. What's up, Helen? And then we got these are from our group. What's up, group? What's up, Recovery Vibes? So tonight, guys, we are doing game night. We want you guys to pick a number 1 through 63, and these are going to be questions tailored for recovery. And we're all going to just go off and pick somebody and just go through this and have a little fun with it, you know. And if you guys would pick some numbers, we'd greatly appreciate it, so we just don't have to pick them. Trying to give up that part of the job, you know what I mean? And if you guys would please share this live feed, we greatly appreciate it. And if you guys are in the recovery vibes and want to share it, go into our Hope Shot main page and you share it right from there. I know you can't share it from Recovery Vibes because it is a private group. All right. Number 10. Can you guys see the questions? Caesar, you can see them, right?
If I blow them up really big.
Okay. I wish I could share it on here. Oh man, we're getting a bunch, bro. It's coming in.
All right, so yeah, I can see them. So, what you want me to do?
Pick somebody and have them answer it. You read them all.
This is a good one here. I like number 10.
And where'd Johnny go?
So, well, we lost Johnny. So, Lisa. How have the connections you have made in recovery helped, or made in your fellowship helped you in recovery?
How have the connection? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So how have the connections you have made in the fellowship helped you in recovery? Oh my gosh. They are like part of the whole foundation of my recovery. The relationships that I have, I'll just start from like in the beginning, I didn't know how to have a relationship. So when I came into recovery, I was like accepted and befriended by women and men. And I learned and I was taught and I copied off of other women's papers on how to be a friend, and how to be, a family member, a wife, a girlfriend at the time. Um, the relationship, the relationships I have, are so dear to my heart today. They, my friends are my family today. You know, they are everything. I was just talking about this to somebody. I can't remember, and like I hold every single friendship and person like dear to my heart. It's just it's a special it's a special thing for me. All of my friends' relationships and the relationships that I have with people in the community. I've just grown up in this thing. I've learned how to become a woman. I've learned how to become a wife. I've learned how to become a friend, a family member. I've just grown up. So the relationships taught me how to like be a human, so that's all I got.
All right. Whoa. We'll do that. All right. Next is number 63. I wonder if we should play the lottery with these numbers. No?
There'd be way too many numbers.
63. I'm going to go with Christina, I guess. I'll read some too. Christina, 63. Let's see.
That's a good one too.
How do you deal with anger? Wait. Now go.
Oh, okay. I would say that's so funny that you picked me to do this one, because I'm actually currently working on a character defect known as anger, because that's probably the one emotion that comes very easily for me still today and it usually pertains to my children. So for me, I base like how quickly I'm set off from my anger on my spiritual condition. So if I'm practicing like the things that help me stay spiritually fit for me, which is, waking up with please in the morning and thank you at night, and spending time with my higher power, having like some meditation time in the morning, and then starting off with like some prayer. Usually when things come at me, I'm able to kind of just take them for what they are, and kind of like it is what it is kind of thing. When I don't practice those things, for example, like these past couple of weeks after I had lost my father, like things got really unmanageable up in my brain. And I started isolating. I felt like everything just started going wrong. And I kind of got that victim mentality of like, what did I do? Why is all this stuff happening to me? And for me, I just had to kind of like share about it, right? Share about it with somebody that I trusted, and be honest with what I was going through. Kind of had to like step back and take a pause, because I remember blaming things that weren't really to blame. So for me today, dealing with anger is just kind of like pausing before I react, trying to be honest about what I'm really feeling at that time, so that I can step into the solution and not focus on the problem. Definitely going to say giving it to my higher power, turning it over, and just kind of practicing acceptance for whatever is going on at that time. What can I control? What am I powerless against? And then move forward from there. Does any of that make sense? I can't hear you.
You're muted, Justin.
What the freaking fuck?
You're just insecure.
Yeah, I'm insecure. No, that was perfect. I definitely understood exactly what you're saying. So next, Caesar, you can read this one and pick somebody. 12.
All right. Nate, how does your pride affect your recovery?
Huh. Well, I could tell you like what really before I got sober, it really affected me, because I thought that that recovery was lame, uncool, bunch of squares. I wasn't gonna have fun. I was so proud of like this delusion that I had sold myself and had been living in for so many years, like thinking that that for me it was just like I just felt like I thought that I couldn't. How could I see myself, being in some type of spiritual group? I was brought up to believe by MTV and movies that shit was not cool, and like I also probably had an idea that it just wasn't conducive to the lifestyle I was living. And so now once I got sober, and some of that stuff started being lifted and I started being exposed to reality, I think for me, the biggest effect that pride has on me is being too proud to ask for help. You know what I mean? And obviously in the beginning that was much more difficult because I was taught to, be a man, be strong, you don't need help, you can figure it out on your own. And that's like the antithesis to this whole entire recovery process. Yeah, we're that is what I'm involved in is the very opposite of that. I had to lay down my pride. I had to get vulnerable. I had to ask for help. And the moment I became vulnerable and was able to do that, everything shifted, everything changed. And now today, later, now it's been a few years, like here I am. And I think the way my pride gets in my way today is, I mean, it's kind of much like the same thing, but it's the subtle stuff, like the adult stuff that I'm too proud to ask for help with, like technology and getting my affairs in order, building my credit, like all these things. I was just having this conversation with somebody. There are some like very simple, easy steps I can take that I know exactly what they are, that I refuse to do because I'm too proud. I don't know if it's pride or fear, probably a little bit of both. But yeah, I'm just like, I feel like a dumbass at 43 years old asking somebody, how do I do this? And for me, that can really get in the way of my adult growth, becoming more of a real life, mature, responsible human being in this community that I'm living in. And yeah, so in short form, that's how kind of pride has affected me through my journey.
Perfect. I think it's a little bit of both too, Nate. A little bit of fear. It's like the enemy. You know what I mean?
Well, I also think that really, before pride comes, fear is way it's like way before it. You know what I mean? And pride manifests itself as a form of fear.
Exactly. All right, we got Michael Kinney. Man, he's been attacked by Facebook, and I think we need to make a group on it. Like, there's some trauma that's underneath that because he had to make a new Facebook. So he says 54. So I'll read that one, and I'm gonna give it to Johnny.
Yeah,
Johnny. Hold on one second. Let me read it. 54. What? This is a good one. What have you learned about healthy relationships? Oh, wait, no, healthy boundaries in recovery.
What have I learned
about establishing healthy boundaries in recovery?
About establishing that they need to be established first and foremost. Yeah, I guess from what aspect would that be? How I create boundaries? Healthy boundaries?
Your own interpretation, sir.
Yeah. So, all right. It is online, but I've kind of had to do this with my own family in a way, and it kind of sucks because I think that for me, after years and years and years of doing what I did, which I was best known for was being a dirtbag. Once I finally got into recovery, the whole dynamic of my family changed. I was no longer the one that everybody was trying to fix, and so, when I finally started to do the right thing, at first it was great. It was with open arms. It was whatever. But I believe it changed somewhere in the mix, probably like year 2. The way I look at it in my own mind, which is probably whatever, but was once that they seen that, like, wow, he's really like doing his thing and he's independent, and like they could no longer, I want to say control, but just be involved with what the outcome of my life was going to be or anything associated with that. the relationship started to change. I won't say who or what, but there's family members involved, and I love my family, man. I grew up Italian. Like, I'm close with my family, every one of my siblings, my cousins, my aunts and uncles. But it started to get ugly, man. And I had to, especially with somebody who I was like super close with, I had to kind of, at first it started with, okay, I could see how it was going. I would talk to my sponsor about it, and he said, okay, well, then do it in small doses. And that's kind of what I did. I'd go for a day, and I would hang out or whatever. And then I had to like totally remove myself from it. Because it was not working for me. It was not working for them. And, there was that aspect for me. And, there's the aspect that like, we spend a lot of our time. I spend a lot of my time trying to help other people, man. People who are in active addiction. And we most certainly, and especially people that are close to me, who are still out there. And that it's super important for me to have healthy boundaries with people like that, because they could infest my life really fast, and then emotionally, if I'm attached to this person, it would be of my choice to jump in and basically be a part of that mayhem, which I don't welcome that stuff in my life anymore. So, through this process and through the years and through surrounding myself with people who have been doing this for a while, I learned what healthy boundaries are, and I still probably struggle with them today. I don't do any of this shit perfect, I can't say if something pops up and it's somebody, like I said, that I'm emotionally attached to, I might have an issue early on. I struggle with it. My wife struggles with it. We struggle with it together and get through, So that's my take on healthy boundaries.
All right, and I know who put number 9. It's Scott Loveland. Hey, Christina, can you see? Listen, because it's from the group. Christina, can you see the questions? Maybe you could ask somebody. You pick who you're gonna ask. Can you see them? I sent it to you. So wait, you have to unmute yourself.
I'm gonna read it and pick somebody, right?
Yep.
Okay. Number 9. How has your higher power worked in your life? This is a good one. I'm gonna pick Caesar.
I mean, he's done a pretty good job. I mean, the phrase God's doing for me what I couldn't do for myself is true. The only difference between pre-recovery and post-recovery is having some kind of a faith in a higher power in doing what I believe is to be his will as opposed to my will. So my higher power is everything. My connection to my higher power is everything. That's my guiding compass on a daily basis. I don't do what Caesar wants to do. I don't cut corners. I don't tell lies anymore. I do what I believe he would have me do. So early on in my fellowship, they've got these little preset prayers and all these things. And I didn't know really how to pray. I went to Catholic school and stuff like that. I kind of left my preconceived notions behind and I started fresh. So I read these things off of cards, which slowly and over time, I stopped reading the cards as a prayer and I started having conversations about my life with my higher power. And when I do take the time to slow down and say the things and express my gratitude and get quiet for a little bit at night, I can also receive. And, the evidence is there. I don't question it anymore. Where in the beginning I questioned it. Today, I truly believe that through that guidance and through my higher power working through the people around me, a lot of the people that you see on the screen, those are the influences in my life that I get to see. And that's my higher power working and placing me in a position to be of service to other people, placing me in a position to continue to do good and protecting me from the situations that I might need to set healthy boundaries for, and giving me the courage to speak up when it might not be a cool or popular opinion, but it's the right thing to do. That's all the influence of a higher power in my life. Without that, I'm going to do what I think is the cool thing to do, and I'm going to try to fit in, and I'm going to lose myself. I'm going to lose the authenticity that recovery has given me. So, I mean, the higher power thing, it's everything. And at the beginning, I would have told you that it was hocus pocus BS. Today, I tell you that it's literally the cornerstone that my entire recovery and entire life is built on. So I hope that makes sense.
Yes. All right. So we got Kimberly says she loves to hear the ladies, but she also love what the men say for sure. And then we got, I know this is Dustin saying this. Hey, Christina Coffee, love you, Dustin. So we have,
hey, wait. Tell them to sign their signature just like that, so we can shout out the ones from Recovery Vibes, so we know who's saying it.
Okay.
Or I guess I just told them.
Yeah. What do you want me to double say it, bro?
Yeah, say it again, bro. Say it with your
I'll double
chest.
say it. There we go. Put your name after your comment. There you go. If you're coming from Recovery Vibes. All right.
Yeah. Once Justin says it, it's official.
Yeah. All right. So we have number 30. Lisa, you want to read it? Do you have it with you?
Hi, Jerry.
And you get to pick somebody.
That's my sister-in-law.
Pick somebody. Isn't that a song? Pick somebody.
Or love somebody.
Love somebody.
I don't know.
I think you're right. Okay. What number? 30? All right. We are going to do Mr. Justin Secure. All right. So
I just love it. I don't know why.
All right. What are some reservations you found most difficult to let go of? Honest. Transparency. Honesty, transparency.
Oh gosh, this is a hard one. Oh,
Family?
It's kind of hard because, like, I mean, I don't have any of those. I don't have that much family. My mom.
We're like,
I mean, if something happened to my immediate, like Tiffany, I'll tell you this though, but like, if we ever got sick, you know what I mean? Like, but we already, we went through that, and like, I listen, when anything major happens in my life, okay, it doesn't matter what it is, anything major anything that happens in my life, I get thrown off by the littlest things, right? Like, for instance, this past Friday, we had somebody move around my schedule, bro. Like, when somebody moves around my schedule at the last minute, man, I get bent out of shape, and I'm like, oh crap. Like, I'm a very schedule oriented person, but like, that's the same thing with my life. There's like, I have this clear cut thing. Everything's moving in the right direction. We don't have time for the bullshit, And so like Tiffany, when she got sick, man, like, and that's something like, I guess sickness and in health, you know what I mean? Like all this shit. It's like when this stuff comes up, it's like, and you don't think it's ever going to happen to you. Right. And like, I didn't know how I was going to like deal with it. I guess you could say, like, I didn't know what was going to happen, and I think that I handled it very, very well for what it was. But it was one of the most trying times in my life, and I haven't been through much except for in my addiction. I've only been through stuff and mostly in my addiction. I haven't had no big things like deaths or anything like that. So like, that was the most traumatic experience. And like, it went, it's all about how we handle it, any situation. And like, we got through it, and she's doing well and she's healthy. And like, so that's probably one of them, I don't really have that many family. My mom passed away before I even got clean. And, but I think I handled that situation really well. And I think that was probably one of the big ones that would have a reservation for. So yeah, hope I answered that well. Nate.
I just want a brief shout out to Jerry who just put that question on there. That's my sister-in-law. I just want to I've been watching her post, and she's made some like serious life changes like in the last couple months. She just lost her mom, and she's not one of us, but she supports us wholeheartedly, and it's crazy how I could see that she started applying some of the very principles that we practice on a daily basis in her life, and in her entire life, her entire perspective has shifted. And I'm watching this from the sidelines kind of, and it's pretty magical to see. I just want to tell you, I'm super proud of you. I love you, and I keep shining, keep doing what you're doing, because it's truly amazing to watch. I'm super happy for you. That's all.
Awesome. Thanks, Nate. I got a few comments I gotta read down here. There's your sister. Is your sister-in-law? You can unmute yourself, dude. Yeah. Okay. Yes. I'm so proud of all of y'all. Nathan cannot have done this without you.
Yeah.
And we can't do it without Nathan, I'll tell you right now. We got Mike. He says, Justin, y'all look good, bro. You got to be down at least 10 pounds. Bro, I'm up 10 pounds, bro. But thank you.
That's a reservation there, buddy.
Paige White, losing my mom. I'm still fearful of my reaction, but I know I'm not alone. You're definitely not alone. I think that's probably one of the hardest things is losing a parent. And Christina, she's going through that actually at this moment with her dad. I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about that real quick, Christina, and like your experience with it. I mean, if you're willing to, if not, it's cool.
Sure.
Hey, can I give a shout out to Paige real fast? She just came up on 1 year. So
Yes.
I just had to shout her out. She's
Super
amazing.
awesome.
So yeah, you know, that when things like that happen to me, at first I kind of like am just busy. Like I think I'm practicing acceptance. I'm just like, you know, he's in a better place, but it's all distraction. It's just avoid. And then a couple of days later, it kind of hits me. And I remember, you know, the whole isolation kind of not, I didn't go to meetings. I kind of stopped praying for a minute. I mean, I prayed, but I didn't really pray. I just kind of like tapped out for a week. And then, you know, but it was almost 2 weeks and I made it to a meeting. And by this time, you know, I literally thought that I had like a resentment against Narcotics Anonymous, or because I'm like, I got this life back, and it kept me from going over and seeing my dad because he still had like a lifestyle that I didn't live anymore. Not like hard stuff or anything, but the drinking and the other stuff. And so I just stayed away, and then he died. And then, you know, it was just seeing him and then like kind of going through his stuff and kind of seeing how he was living. He struggled with alcoholism, you know. He was an alcoholic, and he ended up ultimately, you know, passing of throat cancer, and nobody knew about it. So I got to a place where things were really unmanageable, not in my life, but in my mind, really negative thinking. And I was in a bit of a funk, but as long as we just know, like, it's like, you know, James had told me, it's okay if you're there, just don't stay there, you know. And that's what as soon as I realized, okay, I'm feeling what I'm feeling, and this sucks, you know, people die, and you know, I'm not mad at anybody or anything. I'm just sad. I'm sad. I'm grieving. You know, it's not anybody's fault or anything's fault. I'm sad, you know, and that's what it was. And then I just had to pick myself back up and get back into my normal routine of going, you know, of recovery, you know, and step work and just everything that brings me serenity in my life today and helps my spiritual condition. So I'm on the other side of it, and I'm super grateful for that. I'm very sorry about Paige. Did she say her family member died? Her mom died? Is that what she said?
Let's see.
Her
Where
mom?
did it go? Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry for your loss.
Yes. And then we have
Very
Travis
sorry
as
for your loss.
well. Travis, he just lost his mom from cancer last week. And I'm sorry, Travis, for your loss. You know, it never gets easier. You know, just like Christine's going through right now. But I'm glad you're here. Definitely glad you're here. We got Mike, man. He has 34 days. He's in a program, recovery house. He needs every support outlet he can get. Welcome, man. So glad you found this platform, you know, and you know, come back, man. We're doing this every Wednesday. We have stories of success, and then Sundays we do topics, and we're actually switching it up every Sunday. So it's super cool. And then we have Vanessa. It says almost 5 months this month. Congratulations. It's freaking awesome. So now we're going to get back to some questions. You guys are just jumping on. You don't know what we're doing. Pick a number from 1 to 63. We are asking questions. We have a list of questions to ask everybody that's on here, and then we're going to give our experience, strength, and hope on each one. And so just pick a number, 1 through 63. All right, let me go back up real quick. Hold on. There's some numbers up here. Damn it. Here we go. We got Bodie, man. Says 20. Johnny, do you have it in front of you? You ain't got the list? All right, Caesar, you go.
Did you say Christina?
Hold
No.
on. No, I haven't said anything yet.
Shoot me the list, Justin.
Some of us sought help through medicine, religion, and psychiatry, but none of these were sufficient. What was your experience with addiction prior to finding the rooms? I'm gonna go with Johnny on this one.
Read it one more again.
Just ask the last part. Addiction prior to finding.
You know what? I'm gonna shorten this.
I sent it to you, babe.
Yeah, it's in the chat, by the way.
Actually, I'm just going to read the whole thing. Some of us sought help through medicine, religion, and psychiatry, but none of these were sufficient. What was your experience with addiction prior to finding the
recovery?
rooms?
Recovery prior.
Wow, I tried all that stuff. I definitely tried the doctor for a very long time, and that didn't work for me or my spirituality. God, my life, dude, from an early age, 14 years old, I started, I was, long before I put chemicals in my body, I was fucking wackadoo. But once I put chemicals in my body, I was thinking about this today, and it's so crazy how, years have passed now. I celebrate 7 years this month, and I have these thoughts, man, thoughts from childhood, different things will spark in my brain. And I remember being 16 years old, and I remember thinking, man, something is wrong. I don't know what it is because I didn't understand, any of the stuff about addiction or anything, but I knew that there was an issue. And underneath it all, I knew it had to do with, with me, and the chemicals were not helping it at all. And I remember thinking maybe a couple of years later, man, when things got worse, that man, this is, I remember thinking about this years ago, and one day maybe I'll get over it and come out the other side of it. I didn't know how or what it looked like. I was green. I've been to 10 treatment centers, man, multiple detoxes, so I could talk the talk, man, really good at, 20 something years old, but I had no clue how to apply it. I didn't believe in it, and the same thing, I kind of adapted the doctor's going to fix me. I have anxiety. I have this, I have that. They gave me a pill for each and every one of my ailments. And that's how I lived my life for a very long time, man. And I've explored different religions in prison, and I've done all those things, and I've been dunked and preached upon and all those other things. And none of those things ever worked for me, man. And I share this often. I really do, because it's important to me. But I always kind of underneath it all, I shunned, I'd say, 12-step shit, because I've explored NA, AA, CA over the last 2 decades, 3 decades, whatever. And I just remember being like, man, this shit ain't for me. It's, it's all about self-control and all this insanity, but the one thing that I ran from for 25 years, when I applied it in my life, it was the one thing that fucking worked, man. And that's what still blows my mind to this day. And it's like, you know, I tell myself, like, fuckers were right the whole time, even with their corny sayings and all that. Now, every one of those corny sayings, it's like a daily occurrence in my life. Prayer, daily occurrence, you know. And this is just for me, you know. I know plenty of people who have, you know, gotten sober or found recovery through religion and all different other types of things, man. And I love and respect that. I just know for myself, I needed somebody to tell me about my ass, man. I was too smart, you know. Like people told me, you're too smart for this shit. You got to get stupid, man, if you want to live, you know. And I had to dumb it down and listen, and then take suggestions and apply them and take action and do that. And that's how, you know, I'm the best. I go to prison. I'm the best convict inmate. I walk the straight line. I go to treatment. I'm the best rehab guy you got. But when you put me back in the world, I have no idea how to navigate, you know. This, for me, recovery, the 12-step process is the thing that changed my life, you know. It's the one thing that connected me to frequency. It connected me to people, which I was so shut down from for so many years. And that's been my experience, you know. I think that the biggest part of recovery for me is that, you know, because I remember my sponsor saying in the beginning, like, man, you're ready to start helping people, man. I'd say, no way. I was so unsure and scared. Like, I'm going to kill somebody. I can't sponsor them or give them any advice. But it's the most important thing in my life, man. This whole thing with recovery is being able to be of service to other people is the one thing that gets me up every single day and that I look forward to, you know. So that's me.
Sweet. You know, I really like how you said dumb it down. You gotta dumb it down. You gotta get stupid.
Yeah.
I really that because it's the truth. Like, I know too much to be coming up in here, dude. You know what I mean?
Especially after going to treatment 10 times. Like, I was a mess.
Yeah.
Didn't have a clue, but
or even people like you know, after a relapse, you know what I mean? Sometimes, man, we could be our worst enemy going back into this thing and thinking we know a few things, you know, and you need to dumb it down, get stupid, you know. I like that. All right, we got Verna. She is number 8, and I'm gonna read that to Caesar. See, did we do one for you? How many we done for you?
One so far.
One. Okay, I'm gonna do another one. All right, let's see. Number 8. Number 8. What are you afraid to admit to other people in recovery?
That was a good job you did right there. You spun that so well. I'm so proud of you right now.
We gotta spin it. You know what I mean?
So proud of you right now. So, all right. First off, nothing now. I'm completely open and honest with another person that's seeking recovery. My dark past is the brightest beacon of light that I've got to connect and to identify with somebody brand new coming in. But in my past, I've got some violent crimes. I've got some things that I'm not so proud of. And like Johnny, I've been to many, many treatment centers, and I had worked not with a sponsor or anything like that, but I'd worked many, many treatment packets. And I had left this one thing out of my story in every packet, in everything, because I carried so much guilt and shame with this crime that I committed, you know. And I was out purse snatching, you know, and that's not a very manly thing to do, is to steal a purse off of somebody's shoulder, you know. I mean, I can say it today, I'm not that person anymore, but I was really ashamed of that, you know, as a man to do something like that. I feel like a piece of crap, you know. And I held it back forever. And this counselor said, you got to get honest eventually. She's like, I know what your arrest record is. I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at this piece of paper that you wrote down, and you've left this thing out. She goes, I'm not going to let you get out of the rehab until you tell your story without leaving a part of it out. And I want you to do it in front of the whole rehab. And then we're going to let you go. We're going to feel like you're ready then. And I thought about it for a damn week. I could have got out a week earlier, and I was like, ooh, I don't know about that, man. Like, I don't, I held on to that for a long time. And being able to share that with somebody, well, with that group, with that counselor, and then with somebody else that had done something that they were so ashamed of, and saying, well, here's the thing that I'm so ashamed of. And you know what? I found recovery anyway, and so can you. So that, like I said, that horrible thing that I thought I could never share with anybody, I probably just shared it with 5,000 people. So there you go. I don't have the fear and the guilt and the shame anymore. I take everything that ever happened, because every bit of that is what it took to get me to where I'm sitting right now. Every dumb move, every wrong turn got me into a position of willingness to hear a message of hope like we're delivering tonight.
Perfect.
Done.
Perfect. Thank you, Caesar. All right. And we got Vanessa's 44. Christina, you want to read, or actually, no, Caesar. Sorry. Caesar, pick somebody. Read it.
For 44. Let me see what's 44. Ooh.
Give it to Nate.
You know that's right. You know that's right. That's great to Nate on this one.
Yes. Yes. Even Molly thinks so too.
Yep, Molly's correct. Nate, what does the phrase spiritual awakening mean to you?
Oh, great question. I have an answer too. So something I discovered kind of, I don't know, right early on, but in the first year of my recovery or so, is, I spent 20 plus years feeling utterly alone, desperate, without guidance, abandoned, deserted, not by my family because they were always there, but from whatever this God thing was, whatever was in control of the universe. Right. So, and then I get sober, and I always say it like this, and I've said it on here before. It's like anything spiritual or good or true or real, light, whatever, however you want to look at it, was like in a different language. I couldn't comprehend it, and when I got through this process with another man and started helping others and connected to this source, I began to understand. I could finally, I learned the language, you know what I mean? The layers were peeled off, and I could see clearly. And what I discovered was that everything that I went through, all the, perceived slights or tragedies or whatever, I felt like I had experienced were, like I said, I've said this before too, all of my nothings finally meant something. I realized that I had to experience what I had to experience to be in a position to be of maximum service to others. And for me, that was the ultimate spiritual awakening, when I finally could let go of 2+ decades of guilt, shame, and regret and remorse and all that stuff that I was carrying around. And when I got that stuff out of me, finally I could receive some light. And for me, that was the ultimate spiritual awakening for me, because also, I was finally able to see that who I believe in, there's manifestations of said belief in everything I do, everything I experience. It's in my connection with my friends. It's in the wave that I catch when I surf. It's in the cardinal I see that I relate to my mom. It's in a song that I hear. It's everywhere. Like I believe that that this connection, this to my source, this gift that I've been giving, communicates with me on a daily basis if I remain active in my own, and and it's I was just talking about this with somebody. That term, it's I think not just related to recovery, but it's in general. Is faith without works is dead. You know, because for me, what I had to really work hard on was is once I received this gift, is how do I keep it? And that requires work. You know what I mean? I can believe that I want to evolve. I can believe that I want to do something different. But if I'm not doing my part and taking responsibility for my own recovery, then I won't be able to continue to experience this spiritual awakening. And it's not like poof, I'm spiritually awoke and that's that. You know, I'm spiritually awakened on a daily basis as long as I continue to do this work, because that awakening, I can go to sleep real quick if I'm not staying busy with this deal. That's it.
Sweet. You awoke, bro?
You awoke?
You awoke? What's up, Randall from Michigan? And we got Jamie's 2 years, 2 days. Congratulations. That's super awesome, man. Let's see. And listen, I don't have any more numbers, so I'm just gonna pick one and I'm gonna ask Christina. It's 39. Do you think you could achieve recovery without changing your lifestyle?
Absolutely not. I tried for a long time. You know, it had to be people, places, and things towards the end of my addiction. I remember saying, I got to get out of this neighborhood. This neighborhood is ran by the devil. Like, if I could just get out of this neighborhood, I could get my shit together. You know, it was just the people in the neighborhood. It was the neighborhood. It really had nothing to do with me. You know, and then come to find out that it had everything to do with me. But I have to be very vigilant of who I let around me, where I'm spending my time, who I'm spending my time with, what I'm watching. I mean, even to the simplest things of what I'm watching on TV, what I'm listening to, the things that I'm feeling in my everyday life has to speak positively to me and has to be based upon recovery. Yeah, I should have just ended with absolutely not. It's absolutely not.
Right? I mean, it's pretty much cut and dry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's see. We have 2, and I'm gonna ask Lisa this, and I think I'm gonna wrap up after that. We're at 48 minutes, so I'm gonna ask Lisa this, and hopefully it applies to her, but it does. Why is principles before personalities important?
Oh my God.
Oh,
I feel like
yeah.
I'm in an Ask It Basket meeting. All right. So, principles before personalities, because integrity matters, man. I swear, I don't know if it's like the Wi-Fi or the solar eclipse, but like I keep getting like sporadic like things. My phone is like freezing. All this stuff is happening. But if you guys can't hear me, please let me know.
We hear you fine.
Okay, cool. I don't know. You know, there's a big solar eclipse tonight, so that's what I was thinking. I'm like, it's the magnetic field is happening.
Get the
All right.
tinfoil out.
So principles before personalities. So I feel like, you know, our ego likes to get in the way of things, right? And when it comes to relationships, or when it comes to dealing with people in the community, or our jobs, or however people, you know, in the community, um you know, we think we stop. No, you be nice. You think you know like things, right? Like you think you, I don't even know how to explain this. You want to help people. You want to tell people how you feel. Tell people, you know, you think you know all these things, right? Um, well, your personality gets involved with this. How you think about things, your judgment, all this baggage comes along with it when your ego gets involved, right? I don't know if that makes sense, but for me, integrity is like first and foremost when it comes to dealing with people, dealing with all of y'all, dealing with people in the community. I never had it before. So It's definitely something that I've grown into, and I'm still learning. You know, it's something that as a woman, you just grow into like this, like that tree of life thing. You just grow into like this human that is just like, not an asshole. And I think that you put your personality aside, and that's where all the principles come into play. So there you go.
You know, it's funny. I used to think it was like principles before everybody else's personality. Like, yes, for real. It's like principles before these motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Typical addict.
Yeah, it's like that's what I would dissect anything to make it fit my agenda. It's just what it is. And that's my personality getting in the way, but I'm really good at dissecting stuff to make it fit my agenda, So but I used to think that, man, but it was really meant for me.
I don't even know if that made sense, guys. Did that make sense at all? Like in my head, it made sense, but I don't know if I portrayed it to make sense.
Just blame it on their kids and go get the
It is.
tinfoil.
I'm telling you, I feel like my phone's like doing wackadoo stuff. My dog's friggin' growling at another sleeping dog. Like, why? Like just crazy things happening.
Ellen thinks she did a good job.
Aw, thank you,
Lisa.
Helen. Aw, I like.
Let's see. If you guys anybody want to comment on it, and if not, man, we're gonna close it up for tonight. Thank you, Christina, for coming on. I asked Christina last minute. I was like, you know what? We need another body on here to share their experience, strength, and hope. And she's just a perfect person for it, man. And thank you for coming on here. I appreciate you.
Thank you for inviting me. It's exactly what I needed. It was right on time.
It's right on time.
It always is, dude. It always is.
We got to see you in your Dean Christina setting too, which we really enjoyed.
Listen, to new house, I'm over here like, making things work, just trying to be a little homemaker, and I am impressing the shit out of myself. Let me tell you.
Hey, I'm telling you, in the back behind you, it's either like the dean or like the law offices of Christina and Christina.
Yeah.
Yes, that one. That's better.
That's it. The law offices of Christina and Christina. We love it.
It's her personality and her other personality. It's two of them.
But seriously, thank you so much for coming on with us. It's awesome having you on.
Yeah.
Always. And guys, if you guys want to come on here too, I put a link into the chat to sign up to come on Sundays to share your stories on Wednesdays. We're going to do ladies night. We have men's night next week. If you guys, any man want to come on here, man, and share with us, we are,
Nothing.
What'd you say?
Are you assuming somebody's gender?
Yeah, kind of. Whatever, bro. So we are. So I put a sign up list on there. So if you guys want to join in on with us, it'd be greatly appreciated. We want you guys to share your experience, strength, and hope as well. And then this Wednesday we have Amanda. Amanda's going to come on here and share her story this Wednesday at 8 p.m. And again, thank you guys so much for being here. We love you guys, and good night.
Mm-hmm.